Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota. Today we're diving into Annovis Bio's latest filing, and let's just say there's a bit of a shuffle in their financial leadership, which always makes things interesting in the world of corporate announcements. Ever wonder what happens behind the scenes when a company needs to report big changes to the public? Well, this report gives us a peek into some internal moves that could signal future shifts for Annovis Bio. We're going to break down the key information in this filing and see what it really means for the company and its investors. Before we dive deep, if you enjoy getting these corporate insights without the jargon, make sure you subscribe. We also have a growing community over on Discord, linked in the description below, where we chat about these filings and more. So the main date we're looking at here is August 11th, 2025. This is when Annovis Bio, or the company as they call themselves, officially put out this report. It's like their public announcement that something important has happened, and they have to tell everyone because they're a publicly traded company. This report is all about Annovis Bio Inc. They're a company that's involved in something called biotechnology. You can think of them as trying to develop new medicines or treatments for diseases, often using advanced science. Now, what makes this company's stock special is that it's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. That's a pretty big deal, a really well-known place where company shares are bought and sold. When we talk about their stock, which is common stock, it means people can buy little pieces of ownership in the company. The big news in this filing falls under section 5-02. This section is usually about changes in the company's leadership, like when a director leaves or a new officer is appointed. And that's exactly what's happening here. The core of this report is the resignation of Andrew Walsh. He was the vice president of finance and the company's principal financial officer. That fancy title, principal financial officer, basically means he was the main person in charge of the company's money, making sure everything about their finances was accurate and reported correctly. His resignation is set to take effect on August 22nd. Now, it's important to note that the company is stating that Mr. Walsh's departure isn't due to any disputes or problems with how the company is run. This is often included to reassure investors that the resignation isn't a sign of internal turmoil or major issues. When a key financial person leaves, especially without a stated reason of disagreement, it can sometimes leave people wondering, but this statement aims to preempt those concerns. But the story doesn't end with the resignation. Instead, on August 15th, the company's board of directors, in a move that everyone on the board agreed with unanimously, appointed Maria Mazzucchini to step in. Now Maria Mazzucchini is not just some random person. She's already the chief executive officer of the company, meaning she's the top boss. She's now going to be the acting chief financials officer. Acting means she's filling the role temporarily while they search for a permanent replacement. This is a common move when a top finance person leaves, especially if that person is also the CEO. It ensures there's leadership in place to manage the company's finances. And they've explicitly stated that they are actively looking for someone to permanently fill the chief financial officer role. This tells us that this isn't a permanent change for Ms. Mazzuccini's duties, but rather a temporary measure to keep things running smoothly. The search for a new chief financial officer is ongoing. The filing also includes a section about financial statements and exhibits, which are the supporting documents for the report. One of the key exhibits mentioned here is the cover page interactive data file, XBRL, which stands for eXtensible Business Reporting Language. It is a way for companies to tag their financial data so it can be easily read and analyzed by computers. The interactive data file means that the information on the cover page is made available in a format that software can use to process and understand it. It's all about making financial information more accessible and standardized. Then we get to the signatures. This is where the company officially signs off on the report, confirming that the information provided is accurate to the best of their knowledge. Here we see the signature of Maria Mazzuccini, and her title is President and Chief Executive Officer. This is actually quite significant. Even though she's stepping in as Acting Chief Financial Officer, her primary role is President and CEO. This highlights the temporary nature of her additional financial duties and perhaps the importance of having a strong leader at the helm during this transition. Now looking at the overall picture here, Annovis Bio is undergoing a change in its financial leadership. The resignation of their Vice President of Finance and Principal Financial Officer Andrew Walsh is a notable event. However, the company seems to be handling it proactively by having their CEO, Maria Mazzuccini, step in as acting CFO. This indicates stability and a commitment to ensuring the company's financial operations continue without interruption. The fact that they're actively searching for a permanent CFO suggests they're looking for the right fit for the long term. When a company's key financial officer departs, especially one with the title of principal financial officer, it can be seen as a risk factor. Investors often look to the CFO as a guardian of financial integrity. However, the company's statement that there were no disagreements is a positive sign, suggesting it's not an acrimonious departure. The immediate appointment of the CEO Maria Mazzucchini to the interim role is a good sign of strong leadership and continuity. It means the most senior executive is taking direct responsibility, which can be reassuring. One thing to consider with these types of filings, particularly those detailing executive changes, is what it might imply about the company's financial health or future strategies. While this report doesn't detail their financial statements directly, the change at the top of the finance department can sometimes precede or follow other significant financial developments. It's worth keeping an eye on future filings to see who they eventually appoint as the permanent CFO and what their financial reporting looks like under that new leadership. The fact that Annovis Bio is listed as an emerging growth company might also be relevant. This typically means they are a younger company that has less stringent reporting requirements initially. The checkmark indicating they are opting out of the extended transition period for new financial accounting standards means they are choosing to adopt these new standards earlier than required. This often signals a company that is confident in its financial reporting capabilities and wants to be on par with or ahead of industry best practices. In conclusion, Annovis Bio is navigating a leadership change in its finance department. The resignation of its VP of Finance is balanced by the CEO stepping in as acting CFO, with a search underway for a permanent replacement. This move, coupled with their status as an emerging growth company opting into new financial standards early, suggests a company focused on forward momentum and adherence to robust reporting. While the specific financial performance isn't detailed in this particular filing, the management changes are a key piece of the ongoing story for Annovis Bio. What's your take on these leadership changes? Do you think the CEO stepping in as interim CFO is a sign of strength or a potential concern? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Also, join our Discord community linked in the description to continue the conversation. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.